Are you prepared to fight for your family's life? If you give me 14 minutes, I promise to share with you a rock-solid urban survival plan that keeps you and your family safe and comfortable when society collapses and violence rules. Best part, you don't even have to leave your home. Fact is, when disaster strikes, chances are your city will turn into a death trap faster than you can pack your stuff in the car and hit the road. There's simply no guarantee that you'll get to your bug-out retreat in time, even if you had one, that is. So if it hit the fan today and you don't have a plan to survive in place, you're putting yourself and your family in grave danger. You'll see exactly why in a second. More importantly, you'll discover a proven and reliable urban survival plan that turns your home into the most secure and comfortable place to be when society melts down and chaos erupts. You'll also love the fact that you'll be able to implement all the secrets in my system in only 7 days or less. My name is Jason Richards. You may have heard of me because every day, more than 90,000 people in 27 different countries get my survival newsletters. That's because I'm constantly refining and updating my plans and systems in order to share the latest survival tactics and techniques with fellow patriots like you. Thousands of patriots have also used my Survive Food Crisis course to ensure that they will have plenty of food when looming food crisis finally hits. Chances are you know someone who bought one of my courses. For years, I've made it my mission to expose just how outrageously open America is to natural and man-made disasters, and that what little survival plan people may have is only sealing their grave when it all hits the fan. You may have seen my warnings on popular radio or TV stations, or on patriot websites like alexjones.com, Personal Liberty, WND, Guns and Patriots, and many more. Now, I don't say all this to brag. I say it so that you know when it comes to surviving disasters, whether it's terror threats, natural disasters, pandemics, or financial and social collapse, people seek my advice, sometimes paying hard money for it. Fellow patriots like Jordan Adler, Kansas, who says, "Your message was like a cold shower and it woke me up from a deep slumber. Now I know what I have to do so that my family is prepared for anything." Or Bob Allen from Dallas, Texas, who admits that, "Before hearing about you, I was deluded into thinking being prepared was all about spending money on stuff. My current survival plan is not only very affordable, it's also effective and fast to implement." Today, I'm going to show you a simple and effective system that makes it easy to identify and fix vulnerabilities in 97% of current survival plans, and explain how you can take even the least prepared family member and motivate them super fast so that they are prepared for any survival scenarios, from something as local as an earthquake to something as big as a total economic meltdown, in just a few short steps. Here's the problem we're all facing today. There's an alarming trend in our society which flares up continually in many deadly forms. You see it every single day on the news. Threats of terror attacks, natural disasters that wipe out regions in a split second, economic collapse, pandemics, just to name a few. What we're witnessing is more than just a series of isolated disasters. We are witnessing society cracking at the seams. The world has gone mad, and we're living in some crazy times right now. And as much as I hate to say it, people who are unprepared might not live through the next crisis event. Being prepared is not just having a big pile of MREs and expensive camping gear. Too many times people think that if they read a book or two and stockpile on a few items, they're now ready for anything. And if you're one of them, I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. I can assure you, you've never seen a system so complete, so powerful as the one I'm about to share with you today. Sad reality is that most people I see are either in denial that we're living in fragile times or the ones who have a bad plan. And I don't know who is in worse shape. There was a point in my life when I was a mix between these two groups. When Katrina hit in 2005, the horrific images shook me to my core. I witnessed things that I never imagined I'd see in America in a million years. American families starving for days like citizens of a third world nation. Looters roving around in every corner, some for thrills, other for survival. No organized resistance in sight, and no medical assistance for thousands, young or old. That's when I decided that my family would never fall victim to such devastating events. Never have their safety been dependent on a non-performing, ineffective government, and never be forced to put their lives in the hands of strangers. I embarked on a quest to learn and use all the skills and resources the good Lord blessed me with to make sure that my family was taken care of. As I started researching survival plans, testing and implementing them, I started to worry every time I went out of town that it could happen. I mistakenly kept this garbage plan in my head where my family had zero chance of using it to protect themselves. My first 3 survival plans were completely dependent on me being there. Huge mistake. I started to research more and put myself out there to talk with folks who are like-minded, and I quickly came to realize that most survival plans are a complete joke. Many plans are just too complicated, rely on perfect timing, favorable traveling conditions. I call them the perfect scenario survival plan. You and I both know there won't be anything perfect when a disaster actually strikes. In fact, just the opposite. There's going to be confusion, panic, chaos. Yet most people will be relying on plans made up all in their head as they see fit. And these plans just don't have any chance of working in the real world where you are facing life and death situations. So, as I stepped up my research and development, my survival plan evolved over 3 times. However, they were all based on what I was reading when I knew that a lot of these well-meaning books were just recycled plans that all shared a few common and hazardous flaws. Also, they all missed at least one of these 7 crucial criterias for identifying the ultimate survival plan. Now, here's what a perfect survival plan should be. Affordable. I don't mean to sound harsh here, but rich people don't really need my help. People who really need to pay attention and get ready before skyrocketing food prices make eating a luxury are middle class and debt-ridden families. Cold hard truth is, if you don't take the steps to prepare now, you will not be able to eat later. Fast and easy to implement. Look, if you're like most of us, you're probably overwhelmed and don't have a passion spending hours trying to figure something out. That's why a perfect survival plan must be so easy to execute that a 12-year-old could do it on her own. Compatible with your current lifestyle and area. If your family is against you, your plan is toast. Make sure you're all on the same page, from planning to stockpiling the right items, etc. Flexible, so you can instantly adapt in case the situation changes, and it will. Perhaps family members can't get home right away. You miss your window of opportunity to execute right away. Fact is, when you're facing an escalating crisis situation, it can be hard to determine when to pull the trigger. Let's face it, if you were bugging out, you would have to be 100% right or face the consequences. If you bug out on a false alarm, you have to deal with situations like losing your job. Your employer probably won't be too happy that you missed time out of work because you spent a few days at your getaway retreat. And don't expect them to understand why you did it. Most people think people like us are crazy anyway, so this just gives them more of an excuse to get rid of you. And with this economy, who can afford to be jobless? Imagine what would happen to your family if they were out on the street because you missed a few mortgage payments. And even worse, just imagine the snickering and laughing behind your back from your friends and your neighbors. The same folks who already think you're a little kooky for prepping in the first place and are waiting for an excuse to shame you. This is the number one reason survival plans that depend on bugging out will fail. By the time you're 100% sure it's time, you're too late. Systems are shut down, roads are closed, gas stations are empty, stores are stripped bare, and taking your family outside makes you a sitting target, begging violent criminals who see you and your family as prey to come and get what they want. The perfect survival plan must be sustainable if the event goes on for a long time. How long will your family live off 50 gallons of water and a pile of crappy MREs? Not long at all. That's why you must make sure your family will weather the entire storm, not just part of it. The perfect survival plan must be reversible. The reason surviving in place is preferred by many preparers is because it gives you the flexibility of going into crisis mode completely undetected. If you call it wrong, no problem. You can just back right out and no one is the wiser. Lastly, your survival plan must be systemized. Systems give a reliable, predictable flow of sequences that speed up the entire process. Keeping your survival plan in your head put your family's life in danger because it's not guaranteed that you'll be present at home when it hits. Systems give you the peace of mind that all the survival steps are in place and your family will be ready to implement with or without you. How is your survival plan stacking up so far? If you're like I was in 2007, you might be second guessing some of what you have planned, especially after seeing these 7 crucial steps. And if you don't have any plan yet, don't panic. You are about to discover a proven urban survival plan that is easy to implement and you can have it in place 7 days from now. Here are the 3 main areas to consider when preparing to survive in your home. 1. Having enough food and supplies without attracting the zombies. 2. How to quietly defend your home fortress by being able to recognize and defuse situations before they turn violent. And if violence is the only way to keep off looters and criminals, you must have a plan to quickly drop the wrath of God on your violators to make sure they are an example. 3. How to vanish. When a crisis event happens, you want your neighbors to forget you ever existed so you can enjoy your stockpile in peace without attracting hungry mobs. Master these 3 and you're good as gold. Now, I must admit something. I didn't master this all alone. After 3 years of testing and trials, I made friends with a Navy SEAL. As you may know, Navy SEALs usually keep their secrets within their community, sharing only with colleagues. But this guy took a liking upon me because he believed in what I was doing, and more importantly, he felt it was still his duty to share any secret that could protect American lives. Anyway, after a few days of getting to know each other, he asked if he would look at my plan. I was confident about what my plan had evolved into, so we agreed to meet the next Sunday afternoon and I would share my plan with him. Less than 10 minutes into my presentation, he had an unconvinced look on his face. He slowly shook his head and told me that I was missing critical defensive and strategic ideas. That's the foundation of any urban survival plan. He explained what he learned in SEAL training that allowed him to successfully stay in place behind enemy lines for an extended time to successfully complete their mission. I was writing as fast as he was talking. Even though I've done lots of research, read many books, and interviewed a lot of experts, he quite honestly dissected an entire in-place survival plan at a level of explanation and analysis that I'd never seen before. After our time together, he agreed to help me revamp my survival plan into what it is today. I made massive improvements and kept guiding principles for what I believe a survival course must include. The system I composed together with the help of my SEAL friend includes 1. Turning your home into a shield. Secrets to keeping the peace and comfort inside and the zombies out. 2. Live like a ghost. How to live like you don't exist so the looters and criminals don't track you down and steal your stockpile. 3. How to instantly know if you're in danger. This lesson alone will save you and your family from ever having to face threatening situations. 4. Communication. You'll be able to know what's going on outside your fortress and communicate with other patriots like you so you can work together throughout the entire ordeal. 5. Developing a survival team. This is not based on who you like. It's based on what you will need. 6. Survival mindset. Your ability to control your mind is 80% of the determining factor if you and your family survive or perish. And what better survival mindset training than that of the Navy SEALs? 7. Advanced survival skills. Turn toilet water into clean drinking water. Fight like a warrior. Hunt like an Indian. And much, much more. All these are crucial. Think about this. When it all hits the fan, most people are not like you and me. They simply won't be prepared. They will not have any food or water stocked up. They will not have heat for their home. They will live in total darkness. They think the government will come to their aid. We know better. As I said earlier, bad news about this scenario is it'll create total desperation and people will do whatever they have to do to protect their family. Imagine yourself in their situation. What would you do after you haven't had any food for 3 days? Is there something you wouldn't do to keep your family safe? This is not a question you want to be asking yourself when it all hits the fan. This is why I say most survival plans out there taught by other gurus are flawed. I know this will not make me any friends in their world, but the most important thing to me is the safety of my fellow patriots, and that means you. After all, what's the point of spending money, time, and energy preparing a bug-out retreat if you and your family can't even get to it? Even worse, stocking up on food, water, and all the other survival necessities you need only to attract zombies and looters who you'll be forced to fight off. Today, you are going to discover how you can easily and effectively prepare to survive any crisis event by staying in your home, eliminating the dangers of traveling to a rural retreat. Best part? It takes only 7 days from start to finish to have this system secure your home so you're not a sitting target begging unprepared people to come and rob you of your supplies. Now, before you go trying to guess what I'm about to share, first let me tell you what this is not. This is not some shopping list of expensive camping gear and unhealthy MREs. This is not some build a bug-out retreat in a rural location how-to course. This is not some overly complicated do-it-yourself survival solar backup course. This is not a course that confuses primitive living as survival. This is not a one-dimensional system that leaves you up a creek if the situation changes. Introducing 7 days to Ultimate Survival Plan. This is an all-encompassing system that covers all the steps and strategies needed to successfully create and implement a flexible survival plan that allows you to survive in your home and stands up to even the harshest realities. The 7 days to Ultimate Survival Plan is made up of 12 powerful modules that deliver the lessons through an interactive video format as well as downloadable PDFs. Here is just a taste of some of the areas you will master as you complete these 12 modules. Survival Mindset. In this module, you'll discover unique survival mindset techniques revealed by my Navy SEAL friend. Fact is, if your mind is not right during a crisis, your plan is doomed. My system will help you get powerful master mindset tools that will help you to outwit and outlast anyone. Detects threats in 30 seconds or less. You'll develop a sixth sense that will allow you to sniff out threats in your immediate area that otherwise go undetected by regular folks. Miss any one of these commonly ignored threats and you are a sitting duck when the crisis situation sets in. Also, you'll learn how to sense riots building and how to defuse a bad situation without violence. A golden nugget. What will you do when $10,000 won't even get you a loaf of bread? Living in a world where money is no good will put the nail in the coffin of many families. Not yours though, because the 7 days to Ultimate Survival Plan will show you exactly what items you will need for barter and what alcohol you must stock up on, even if you don't drink. Turn your home into a secure family fortress. Once you've taken all the steps to prepare, you didn't do all this to let robbers and looters come and take it from you once the social collapse and the meltdown occurs. The 7 days to Ultimate Survival Plan shows you how you can properly secure your home without overpriced, expensive electronic security systems that won't even work, let alone be monitored once chaos breaks out. Miss this module and your family is a sitting duck. When pandemics break out, all hell breaks loose and people really freak because now the threat is an invisible microbe. And when there's no access to water and soap to kill off germs during a crisis, this threat comes to life. My system reveals what the biggest threats are, as well as how to prepare your body to be more resistant to these diseases, as well as how to make sure you're minimizing your exposure without panic. And this is just one of the many threats. Can you count how many types of attacks can happen in your area? How many are specific to where you live and cause the greatest damage? Whatever number you have in your head, you can probably double it. The 7 days to ultimate survival plan will show you how to properly identify, chart, and plan for these local area risks, as well as know what roads will be shut down during a crisis. If you miss this information, you'll find yourself boxed in by local police or National Guards instructed to corral people to minimize panic and spread of disease, leaving you trapped to die. We also cover where to find 55 gallons of fresh drinking water every day. Simply put, without water, there's no life, and many families will be without it for days, if not weeks. This one lesson is worth the entire course and is so dead simple, you will literally laugh when I show you where it is. Other issues, cell phones. When a crisis event hits, the cell towers will literally melt down and the internet will be spotty at best. In this system, you'll discover an underground backup system that already exists. And it'll give you the lifeline communication to coordinate with your family every step of the way. This underground backup communication system will also offer security and comfort by delivering news and updates while everyone else just has to wait in the dark. As you can see, this system is very in-depth, and trust me, the information is all meat without any of the unnecessary fat. To properly put together a plan for survival takes both mindset and community. That's why when you become a member of the 7 days to ultimate survival plan, you're not alone. I will stay in touch with you and answer your questions to make sure that you are always moving forward in developing a plan that is so crucial to your safety and that of your family. So now you're probably asking yourself, why am I making all this information available? Truth is, I'm not interested in being a lone hero here. 7 days to ultimate survival plan is made up of the exact information that I personally created for my own family. And as of today, this system was already accessed by 31,419 other preppers just like you. Look, I know you love your family just as much as I love mine. You wouldn't want them to be in harm's way. I respect you for that, and I hope you respect and appreciate the work I'm doing for our community, because it does require me to sacrifice a lot of time and money. The reason is, I believe there are only two groups of people on this earth, and if you've ever seen any of my other courses, you already know that I have a strong belief that you are either part of the solution or part of the problem. Every person that is not prepared is a potential threat to my family. So, while I want to see you and your family thrive in a post-crisis situation, I also want to make sure that you and your family are not a threat to my family. The way I see it, the more people that have this information, the better off we all are. There are already enough lazy, selfish, self-entitled individuals in our country that are trying the best to strip America naked. I can't help them. However, if I can help just one more family to not be in that situation, I feel like I've done my duty, both to my God and to my country. The time, resources, and money spent to gather this information needed to make this 7 days to ultimate survival plan means that the system has a value. I've researched the market heavily and talked with a lot of friends about how much this information is worth. The general consensus was $297. Now, I thought that was a crazy figure to myself. But I asked one colleague, why do you think it's worth that much? He said, I already pay more than that to insure my home each year. But if you're willing to give me a system to protect my home, my stockpile, and my family during a crisis, heck, I'd pay that amount without even thinking about it. Although I really liked his answer, I'm not going to charge you $297 today. Not because I can't sell it at that price. I can, and at some point I might. After all, I spent thousands of dollars to ensure my family's safety without blinking an eye. And I think that you feel your family's safety is priceless as well. Now, some people might have criticized me for charging for this plan. They think I should just give it away for free. Last time I checked, we live in America, where it's still okay to have a dream, serve purpose, and make a profit. This is not communist China yet. So let's get this give me the course away for free mentality off the table. It's just not American. People who have actually taken this course and implemented this plan tell me that I should charge a lot more for this plan. Here's the deal. I know a lot of people are hurting, and I know that coming up with $297 for the 7 days to ultimate survival plan would be a challenge for some folks who could use this plan the most. I believe that survival is not a privilege reserved for the rich. That's why I'm making a special concession here today. If you act today, you can take advantage of a special one-time offer to fully own and have complete access immediately to the 7 days to ultimate survival plan for only $47. Yeah, that's right. Only $47. And you get immediate access even if it's 2 a.m. on a Saturday night. But you have to act now. Go ahead, click the buy button on this page and get the peace of mind you and your family truly deserve by knowing you will be able to be fully secure and comfortable when it all hits the fan. Now, I understand some people might be nervous about buying products online. I get it. There's a lot of crap out there and a lot of scam artists peddling junk. I want you to be secure and comfortable with the wise decision you're about to make to try the 7 days to ultimate survival plan. That's why I'm taking away all the risk and backing up my course with a 60-day, 100% absolutely love it or get every red cent back guarantee. Here's how it works. Click on the orange button below and complete the details it'll ask you in each field. As soon as you finish, you'll get immediate access to the 7 days ultimate survival plan system. Now, all you have to do is put it to the test. Follow the step-by-step guideline to help you build an iron cage that will lock out all the looter criminals and zombies. It'll take you 7 days to build an indestructible fortress right where you currently live. After you follow the plan, again, it only takes 7 days from start to finish, 2 things will happen. You, like most people who invested in this course, will sense a calm feeling of security all over your body because you did the right thing and took action. Action that will keep you and your loved in peace and harmony when shit hits the fan, unlike the zombies who took no action and try and find themselves starving and confused. You will know for certain this system is unlike anything else out there, and you'll absolutely love the fact that you made a wise decision today. And if you feel otherwise, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll take all the risk and refund your money all back. This is a no-brainer because you have zero risk. That's right. If, for any reason, no matter how silly, outlandish, or ridiculous it might be, if you want a refund, just let me know. I'll immediately send you your money back. If you don't like the color of the website, just let me know. If you don't like the sound of my voice, just say so and I'll send you your money back. Now, I know some people will be unscrupulous. Buy the course, download all my information, and then refund. And as much as it hurts to have somebody steal from me, I would rather leave myself open to this so that you will feel secure in trying the ultimate survival plan today at the special one-time offered price of $47. And to those who want to steal my course from me, I also believe in karma. It is true. What goes around comes around. So, what are you waiting for? I'm offering this to you at a limited time price for a fraction of the cost. I'm practically giving you the perfect survival plan that will allow you to sleep soundly at night with the knowledge that there is no disaster that can blindside you or your family. All you have to do is turn on the TV and look at Greece to see what the possibilities are here in the US. If you don't act now, when will you act? When will you decide to protect your family? And if you don't decide to protect your family, what will you tell your wife and children when they look to you for protection and provisions and you're empty-handed? You don't want to face that situation, do you? Go ahead and make a decision that this will never happen to your family. Ever. Invest in this system now or regret it later. Click on the orange button now, and within minutes, you'll have access to the 7 days to ultimate survival plan. It's that simple. Click on the button now. And I'll see you on the other side. To Keeping Patriots Prepared, I'm Jason Richards. P.S. Believe it or not, this is the calm before the storm. Nevertheless, if the crisis I've just described is hard for you to imagine, I certainly understand. We've never seen anything like this happen before in America. We've always believed we were somehow insulated from these kinds of catastrophes. Besides, things still seem so normal for most of us today, so routine. It's hard to imagine that such terrible things could happen to us and that it could all happen so quickly, in the twinkling of an eye. But isn't that always the case? Isn't there always a calm before the storm? Aren't people always caught by surprise when historic crises strike? Will you be amongst those patriots who are prepared and will rebuild America? Choice is still yours. Click on the button below now and let's start on this journey together.